Hi guys, I'm Jessie of Crochet by Jessie. Welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another Mosaic Crochet tutorial. We're going to be going through step by step how to end up with this music note here. As always, the pattern chart is going to be in the link in the description. It is going to be a free pattern as always for, I would say like 99% of my tutorial videos. This is also going to be semi-beginner friendly, so if you've done a couple of my tutorials and just want to continue getting a little bit more experience, then this is definitely the video for you. And with all of that being said, let's get into today's tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to be going through this pattern chart here to end up with a music note swatch when we're done. I've got the two colours of yarn that I'm going to be using. This is going to be the background colour and then this is going to be the music note colour. I've also got a 4mm crochet hook I'm going to use, and then I've got a pair of scissors as well. I've done my slip knot, so I've got everything started for it. I have just noticed that I've managed to number it backwards on the chart, so when you get the chart in the description in the for the video, they will be round the right way. It just took me a second to notice that, but the important thing, regardless of which direction the numbers are currently in, it's a total of 18 boxes for the row. So we're going to start off by doing 18 chains, and then once we have done that, I will show you the next step. Okay, 18 are now done. What we're going to do an extra chain and then skip that one because the first row is completely blank, which means it's a row of single crochet. So skip the most recent, the 19th chain we did, working from the second chain onwards, and we're just going to do a single crochet into every single stitch to get this first row done. So keep doing that and then I will show you guys what it should look like when it is done. I've done every single crochet, and then just to finish off this row, you're going to chain one, grab your pair of scissors, cut your yarn and pull all the way through. That is row one done. So let's get on to row number two. We have got our secondary colour, aka the colour for the music note, to do for our second row. So we're just going to get our first row up here, and then what we're going to do, we always do this in the first stitch and the last stitch, is we're going to do a single crochet going into both the front and back loop. So just get that all attached. All done. And then if you read the chart, the entirety of the second row is a single crochet row. So you're going to go into the back loop only, just the back loop. We need the front loop available because we need to be able to drop down when we're going to go back to our first colour again for the third row. So keep going and doing a single crochet into the back loop of every stitch. And then right as we get to the end, I'll show you how we finish this row off. Just finished up the majority of this second row. What we're going to do, we've got the last stitch left. We're going to do the single crochet but in the front and back loop because we always do that at the start and at the end. You're then going to chain, grab your scissors if I can. My nails are too long at the moment to do this quickly. And then cut your yarn, pull through. That is row number two done. So let's get on to row number three. We are on to row number three. I've already done the first stitch, which is the single crochet into the front and back loop. And then if you have a look at the chart, you'll see the entirety of the third row has X's in every single box, which means except for the first stitch and then the last stitch, we're going to be doing double crochet. So you're going to drop down into that previous row of the same coloured yarn. And that is why you left the front loop available, because we're going to work into the front loop for these stitches. So keep working. One double crochet into every single stitch, and then you're going to do that single crochet going into the front loop and the back loop for the last stitch. So this is how it looks so far. It will look like that all the way across, and then obviously last stitch is the single crochet in the front and back loop. I'm going to finish that off and then I will show you guys how it looks. Just finished row number three. This is what it looks like when it's done. So you had the single crochet in the front and back loop, and then double crochet all across, and then the single crochet in front and back loop for the last stitch. So let's get on to row number four, but first of all, let's have a little check in our overall graph. I've also realised the numbers are the wrong way around on here as well, so I'm going to still go up in the actual numbers, ignore the numbers on the chart in the video. You probably can't even see them that well, but ignore them. The chart will have the right numbering order in the actual link in the description for it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, we're using this colour again, and then looking across, the entirety of that row is blank boxes, so that is going to be a row of single crochet. Just done that first stitch, the single crochet in the front and back loop, And then all the way until we get to the final stitch, we're just doing a single crochet going into the back loop only. So for the next few rows, you're going to start to see the design develop. We're just kind of setting the tone with it and just making sure it's well balanced in the swatch for these first few rows. So keep doing this, guys, and then the final stitch is the single crochet into the front and back loop, and then I will finish that up and show you guys what it should look like once that is done. Row 4 is done, that's what it should look like, and then I've just done the first stitch for row 5. It's always going to be a single crochet in the front and back loop for the first stitch and the last stitch. So looking at row 5, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 double crochet, 4 single crochet, and then 3 double crochet. So let's make a start to our 9 double crochet, where we're going to be dropping down and working into the front loop of that previous row of the pink yarn. So keep doing this until you have got 9 double crochet, and then we'll finish off the rest of the row together. Just done my 9 double crochet, and then the next thing we're doing for this row is we're going to do 4 single crochet going into the back loop only, if I can actually keep my hook in there. There we are. 4 single crochet in the back loop only going into the blue yarn. So that's 3 and 4. That's how it looks. And then we're going to do 3 double crochet just to finish this off. 1, 2, oh, nearly gone into the wrong stitch there, and 3. So that is how it is looking so far, guys. And then once you've done that, the last thing left to do is the single crochet into the front and back loop of that final stitch. You're then going to chain, grab your scissors, cut your yarn and pull through, and that is row number 5 done. We're now on to row 6. I've done that first stitch already. So with row 6, you have 9 single crochet, 4 double crochet, and then 3 single crochet. So essentially it is the opposite to row number 5. So we'll start our 9 single crochet. You're just going to go into the back loop only for these stitches. I'm probably just going to film the entirety of this row because the single crochets you can get done a lot quicker, hence me nearly being done with them already. Okay, so that's 9 single crochet in the back loop only, and then 4 double crochet where we're dropping down into that front loop of the previous row of blue. So that's 2, 3, and if I can do the last stitch, there we are, and 4. That is how it looks so far. And then we have 3 single crochet going into the back loop only. So 1, 2, and 3, and then the final stitch, the single crochet in the front and back loop. You're then going to chain, you're going to grab your pair of scissors, cut your yarn and pull through, and that is row number 6 done. This is row 6 done, time to go on to row 7. Row 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, ironically to start, double crochet, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 single crochet and 1 double crochet. So let's start off with the 7 double crochet that we need to start this row off with. So as always, just dropping down into the front loop of the previous row of pink. So do your 7 double crochets, and then once you've done that, we'll finish off the rest of this row together. Just done the double crochet, and this is how it is looking. The next thing is 8 single crochet going into the back loop only of the blue yarn. So the reason we're doing that is just because we're starting to work on this increased section here. So I've just done the first 4, and then we've got 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we have 1 double crochet to do where we drop down to that previous row of the pink, and then the single crochet in the front and back loop. Once that's done, you're going to chain, you are going to grab your scissors, cut your yarn and pull through, and that is row number 7 done. Time to start row number 8, which is going to be the opposite of row number 7. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 single crochet, 8 double crochet, and then 1 single crochet. So let's start off with getting all of the single crochets done. I'll do all of the single crochets with you guys, and then we'll do our double crochet partially together, and then you guys will finish it off. So that is the single crochets in the back loop only done. It's then 8 double crochet dropping down to that previous row of the blue yarn. So I've done the first 2. If you guys do the next 6, we'll get to this point here, and then we'll finish off this row together. All of the double crochets are now done. So we're going to do a single crochet in the back loop only one time. And then the final stitch is the single crochet into the front and back loop. And we're then going to chain, grab our scissors, cut the yarn and pull through. And that is row number 8 done. We're now on to row number 9, which is essentially the same as row number 7. So we're going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochet, 8 single crochet, and then 1 double crochet. So start off with your 7 double crochet. We'll make a start, and then if you guys just finish that off now, we'll then finish off the rest of the row together once we get to the single crochet section. I have just finished my double crochet section. Now we have 8 single crochet going into the back loop only, which will take it across the top of the music note design that we have got so far. So just into the back loop only, guys. Just finishing that up. That's all 8 single crochet done. We're then going to do 1 double crochet, dropping down to that previous row of the pink, and then we're going to do the single crochet into the front and back loop for the final stitch, chain 1, grab your scissors, cut your yarn and pull through, and that is row number 9 done. Time to start row number 10, and row number 10 is going to be 7 single crochet, 6 double crochet, and then 3 single crochet. So what I'll do is I will just go through the entirety of this row, because when you don't have a massive group of double crochet, then it just makes the overall row a little bit quicker. So we can go through them all together. So I'm just finishing up those single crochet in the back loop. That's all 7 done. We're then going to do 6 double crochet, dropping down in that previous row of the blue yarn. So I've just done 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And just to show you guys, that is how it looks so far. We're going to do 3 single crochet going into the back loop only into the pink yarn. So that's 1, 2, and then the final one I'm just finishing now. Then we're going to do a single crochet into the front and back loop for the last stitch, chain, grab your scissors, cut your yarn and pull through, and that is row number 10 done. Row number 11 is essentially going to be the opposite of row number 10. So with row number 11 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochet, followed by 6 single crochet and then 3 double crochet. So make sure I've got my work the right way around. Let's start off with our 7 double crochet, guys. We'll make a start together, and then if you guys finish those next few stitches until you've got all 7 double crochets, we'll then finish the rest of the row off together from this stage here. 7 double crochets are done, so now we're on to 6 single crochet going into the back loop only into the blue yarn. So it's just going along the top of the music note that we have done so far. So just finishing that last bit off here, and then we've got 3 double crochet dropping down into that previous row of the pink yarn for this next section. So 3, that is that bit done. This is how it should look. And then you're going to do your final stitch, the single crochet into the front and back loop. We're going to chain 1, grab our scissors, cut our yarn and pull through. And that is row 11 done. We are now on to row number 12, and row number 12 is going to be a little bit different to the previous rows. So we've done this section here, that's all done. We're now working on this section here, which is then going to join up to the other part of the music note. But for this row, we have 7 single crochet, 2 double crochet, 7 single crochet. So we'll just work through all of that together, I think. So we've got all 7 single crochet. Every single stitch, as always with these single crochet, is just going to work into the back loop only. The only time it is different is when you're doing the front stitch and the last stitch. Sorry, first stitch and last stitch, not front stitch. So just finishing up that 7th single crochet. We're then going to do 2 double crochet, dropping down into that previous row of the blue yarn. And that is how it should look. And then we're going to do another 7 single crochet that is only going into the back loop. So we're nearly done with this row already. This is probably one of the quickest rows that we've had to do, besides the exclusively just single crochet rows, obviously. Final stitch is single crochet into the front and back loop. We've chained, grabbing our scissors, cutting the yarn, pulling through, and that is row number 12 done. We're now on to row number 13, which is probably going to be the most complex row, I think, out of all of them, but that is fine because we're still going to walk through it together. For row number 13, we have 1 double crochet, 2 single crochet, 4 double crochet, 2 single crochet, 7 double crochet. So we're going to do 1 double crochet to start. So drop down to that previous row of pink. So that is 1 double crochet, followed by 2 single crochet going into the back loop only in the blue yarn. There we are. Then another 4 double crochet, dropping down into that previous row of the pink yarn. 2, 3, and 4. And that is how it looks, guys. We're then going to do another 2 single crochet, just going into the back loop only. 1 and 2, and then 7 double crochet, which will take us towards the end of this row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nearly done, 6 and 7, and that is how that is looking so far. We're then going to do a single crochet into the front and back loop of the final stitch. We're going to chain, grab our scissors, cut our yarn and pull through, and that is row number 13 done. Row number 14 is essentially the opposite as row 13, so I'm just going to go through it with you guys step by step again. First stitch is the single crochet in the back loop only. We're then going to do 2 double crochets going into the front loop of that previous row of blue that we left revealed in the previous row. So it should look like that. We're then going to do 4 single crochet going into the back loop only along the top of the pink yarn. So it should look like that. We're then going to do 2 double crochets dropping down into that previous row of blue, and then at that stage it should look like this. And then you're going to finish off your row with another 7 single crochet just going into the back loop only along the top of the pink yarn. So just finishing up that group of stitches now, and then we're going to do a single crochet in the front and back loop of that final stitch, chain, grab your scissors, cut your yarn and pull through, and that is row number 14 done. Yeah, and now on to row number 15, and for row 15 I'm going to go through the whole row again with you guys just because it is a little bit more complicated again. So what we're going to do is we start off with 1 double crochet, and then once that's done we're doing 4 single crochet going into the back loop only. So that is 1, 2, 3 and 4, and it should look like this. We're then going to do 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, followed by 2 single crochet just going into the back loop only, and this is what it looks like so far. So we've done the most complicated part of the row. We're just going to finish off by doing 7 double crochet, all dropping down into the front loop of that previous row of the pink yarn. So we're just going to keep doing all of that. I'll go through it all with you guys together, and then we'll have a look and see how our swatches should be looking at this stage. So just finishing up the last 2, and this is number 7, and then we're doing our single crochet in the front and back loop of the last stitch, chain, grab your scissors, cut your yarn and pull through, and that is row number 15 done. And this is how it's looking. So you'll see we've got the bottom part of this section of the music note, so we're just going to be working on joining that together in the next few rows, and then we've made the most progress. We've only got another 10 rows to do, and then this will be done. We're now going on to row number 16. So for row 16, 1 single crochet in the back loop, followed by 4 double crochet, dropping down into that previous row of the blue yarn. So just finishing these 4 up. That is the 3rd one done, and then that is the 4th done. Once that is done, we're going to do 2 single crochet going into the back loop only into the pink yarn, like this, and then another 2 double crochet, dropping down to that previous row of blue. So once we have done that, it should be looking like this. We're then going to do 7 single crochet just going into the back loop only, and that will take us all the way up to the final stitch for this row. So nearly there, we've only got a couple more left to do. This here's the last one, and then a single crochet in the front and back loop. Then you're going to chain, grab some scissors, cut your yarn and pull through. That is row number 16 done, and this is how it looks so far. We are just about to start row number 17, but let's have a look at the chart and see what it says. So for row 17, we are going to be using the background colour, which is the pink. You start off with 1 double crochet, you then have 8 single crochet, and then 7 double crochet. So we're going to do our first double crochet, like that, all done, and then we have 8 single crochet in the back loop only going into the blue yarn to do. So I've just done 4. I've passed the halfway point for this. That is all 8 done. This is how it looks. The rest of this row, you've got 7 double crochet, and then you've got the single crochet in the front and back loop for the final stitch. So I will let you guys finish that off yourselves, and then we'll have a look and see what it should look like when it is done. We're now on to row number 18, and row 18 is 3 single crochet, 6 double crochet, and then 7 single crochet. So we'll make a start, 3 single crochet, all going into the back loop only into the pink yarn, 2 and 3, followed by 6 double crochet, where we're dropping down into that previous row of the blue yarn. So I've just done 2, and I have another 4 left to do. So 3, 4, 5, and 6, and this is how it looks once you've done that. So we really don't have much left to do now. And then we're going to do another 7 single crochet going into the back loop only. Just finishing up the last few now, guys. Final one is done, and then it's a single crochet in the front and back loop, chain, grab your scissors, cut your yarn and pull through, and that is row number 18 finished. This is how it looks with row number 19 done, so let's get on to row number 20. We're on to row number 20. I've joined up that first stitch. We're going to do 5 single crochet, 4 double crochet, and then 7 single crochet. So 5 single crochet to start, all in the back loop in the pink yarn. Just done 3, 4, and 5, followed by 4 double crochet, dropping down to that previous row of the blue yarn. Oh, make sure I don't lose the stitch like I just did then. So that's 2, 3, and 4. This is how it should look. After the next lot of blue, which we'll do in 2 rounds time, that will be this top point here in the design. So then we're really close to finishing the music note overall, and we only have a handful of rows left to do for the whole swatch. So we've got another 6 single crochet in the back loop only, and then that will take us all the way up to the end of this row. So I'm just finishing up the last one now. And then we're going to do a single crochet into the front and back loop. We're going to chain, we are going to grab some scissors and cut our yarn. This is how it is looking with row number 20 done. We're on to row number 21, and that is going to be 5 double crochet, 4 single crochet, and then 7 double crochet. So we're just going to do the first part of this row together. We are going to do the 5 double crochet where we drop down into that previous row of the pink yarn. I just have 2 more and now 1 more left to do. That is all 5 done. Then 4 single crochet going into the back loop only. And then what you're going to do for the rest of the row, you've got 7 double crochet dropping down into that previous row of the pink, and then the single crochet into the front and back loop for the last stitch. If you guys finish that off yourself, I will show you what it looks like when this row is done. Row number 21 is done, and this is how it looks. We're on to row 22, which is 7 single crochet, 2 double crochet, 7 single crochet. So we are just going to go through this whole row together because this is going to be quite a quick row to work up. So we're just doing our 7 single crochet to start. That is done. That's how that bit should look. Then 2 double crochet. Fun fact, once this row is done, the actual music note is going to be finished because this is the top point here. So from this point onwards, it's just going to be finishing up and basically mirroring that amount of space for the background colour. So to finish off the rest of this row, we're just going to be doing our 7 single crochet, just going into the back loop only. Nearly done with that. Second to last, and then onto the last one now. And then we're doing our single crochet into the front and back loop, chain, grab your pair of scissors, cut your yarn and pull through. And that is row number 22 done. We are now on to row number 23, which is 7 double crochet, 2 single crochet, 7 double crochet. So what we are going to do is I'm just going to make a start of our double crochet, dropping down into that previous row of the pink. So finish that off yourselves, guys, and then we're going to work on this section here, and then I'll show you where we finish off the rest of this row. So the 7 double crochet are done. We now have 2 single crochet in the back loop, and then once that is done, we're then going to do another 7 double crochet, dropping down into that previous row of the pink again. That will take us all the way across this row up until this stage here where we do our final stitch. So if you finish these double crochet here, do your single crochet in the front and back loop for the last stitch, and then I'll show you guys what it should look like when row 23 is done. Row 23 is done, and this is how it is looking so far. We are on to row number 24. We only have 2 rows left and then this is done. You'll see row number 24, the second to last one at the top, completely blank, which means that is a row entirely of single crochet in the back loop only, except for obviously the first and last stitch, which is the front and back loop single crochet. So work all of your single crochets. Don't forget how you do it for the last stitch, and then I'll show you guys what it should look like once you have done all of that. Row number 24 is done. This is how it is looking. So it's time for row 25, which is the final row for this tutorial. I've done the first stitch, the single crochet in the front and back loop at the start. The entirety of row 25, as you can see marked up at the top, is full of X's, so it's a whole row of double crochet. The reason for that is because we're trying to border the bottom part of the design by having all of this part here, the pink background colour. So what you're going to do is you're just going to keep working a double crochet where you drop down into the front loop of that previous row of the pink yarn. This is how it is looking so far, and just do it all the way across, and then I'll show you guys what it should look like when we're done. Row number 25 is done, and this is how it should be looking now that the overall pattern swatch has been completed. If you guys have any other designs or ideas that you would like me to be able to make into pattern form that is somewhat simple like this design is, that would probably be small in size, then do let me know in the comments below, because I'm having fun making loads of different pattern swatches, but obviously I want to make ones that you guys are going to want to make as well. The tutorial is over, so fingers crossed, hopefully you've got a music note swatch looking somewhat similar to this. As always, if you guys have any ideas that you would love to see translated into mini pattern swatches, and obviously a step-by-step tutorial like a video like I've done today, then do let me know in the comments below, because if I can make one, then I definitely will make one. As well as that, if you've gotten to this stage of the video and you are not yet subscribed, then please do consider so, as well as pressing the bell to be notified when my next video is up. With all of that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!